see you. Good Sunday morning. Good Sunday morning to you, Facebook and YouTube. How you doing? I am Kendrick, the sports guy. You know what time it is. It is our Sunday sports wrap show, our NFL Week 4 preview. We're giving you about 30 to 40 minutes, getting you up to date on what's happening in the NFL and getting you ready for these noon kickoffs as well. I hope you are having a good start to your, almost the end to your weekend. We got to hit that clock again on Monday, but I hope you had a good weekend. But before we get to this NFL, our analysis and our news and notes, make sure you come in here, like, subscribe to the channels if you have not already done so. Those channels are TFG Sports Media as well as Kendrick Sports Hustle right here on YouTube. Make sure you like and follow them both on Facebook, and you can follow me on Instagram at Kendrick1969, as well as follow me on TikTok, Kendrick Henderson 51, and I am live on TikTok right now. We got 8 people in the chat. Got a lot of people that's going to be popping in, but it goes down over here in my TikTok chat because you get to see my Packers backdrop and all that good stuff, and we have a great time. I just have some Wisconsin Badger says, I just found you scrolling. Go Pack Go. Appreciate you finding me, Wisconsin Badger. You know what's funny? Well, it ain't funny. If you don't know, I am from Wisconsin. I was born in the 414, the Brew City, Milltown. That's where I am from. So I'm Wisconsin born, Texas raised. I always say that. My Texas connection is my late mother, who was born in Texas. And most of my family on my mother's side are Cowboys and Texans fans. And then my pop side, most of my family is in the mill in Milwaukee. So that's my connection. And that's why I am a Packers fan. So again, make sure you let me know where you're watching from. Come in, say hello, and we're going to chat a little bit again to my people on Facebook and YouTube. Again, if you haven't followed me on TikTok, you got to come over here because we have a great time in the chat. So let's get right down to the nitty gritty, as I always say. Let's get you up to date on NFL injuries. Also, let's start here, though. We do have a game in progress right now on NFL Network. It is Vikings and the Steelers. It's going down in Ireland right now. The Steelers are up. Actually, they're up 24-6 now. They added a field goal. It's in the fourth. And that Steelers defense has been all over Carson Wentz with 6 sacks. He is starting in the place of injured starting quarterback for the Vikings, J.J. McCarthy, who will be out the next 2 to 4 weeks with a high ankle sprain. What's up, Derek Miller? How you doing? How are you doing today, man? The Vikings are losing. And who are the Packers? Hope the Packers beat the you-know-what out of the Cowboys. We're going to talk about that, too, as well. What's up, David? How you doing? Don't forget 24-22 versus the Bears. I ain't forgot, David. Hey, I know you coming back. I'm not gonna forget. It's all good. I see the real Rodney is in the house on TikTok. Bear down. We got another Bears fan over there. So let's get to some injuries, guys. I know a lot of you do your fantasy league players. I'm sure you've already had them set, but the Buccaneers are expecting wide receiver Mike Evans to be out 3 to 4 weeks. So if you had him, you make sure you put him on the bench. Wide receiver Chris Godwin and left tackle Tristan Wirfs will play for the Bucs versus the Eagles today. Chris Godwin will be making his season debut. He had been out the first 3 weeks, as well as left tackle Tristan Wirfs. The Niners quarterback Brock Purdy is expected to start today versus the Jaguars. Mac Jones had started the last 2 games, but according to reports, Brock Purdy will get the start versus the Jaguars on today. Both for the season for the Niners. He tore his right ACL, which is I believe that was for what Cardinals. Rico Suave says, I thought you was Karl Malone. Man, if I had $1 for every time someone told me that, I would probably be a rich man. I was just told that, Rico, yesterday. I get told that at least 2 or 3 times when I go live. If I don't get Karl Malone, I get Big Daddy Kane. Those are my 2 doppelgangers. So they're the ones I hear the most. I actually hear Big Daddy Kane more so than Karl Malone, but he's actually creeping up now on who I look like list. As far as the Jets, Quarterback Justin Fields will start. He's past concussion protocol. He will start versus the Dolphins on Monday night. The Ravens defensive tackle Nnamdi Madubuike, he is out. He's going on IR. So that means he's going to miss 4 games, and that's going to be a big loss for the Ravens because they played the Chiefs today, and quite frankly, the Ravens D has been stinking up the place. They actually ranked last in the NFL through these 4 weeks. They are 30th versus the run, and they are 31st versus the pass. That is the Baltimore Ravens defense. So that means Lamar Jackson's going to have to hold much more. You know what I'm saying? You look like Brad Holmes too. I don't know who Brad Holmes is, Jason, but I guess I look like a whole lot of people like that. So that's some of the NFL injuries. Also, Chiefs wide receiver Xavier Worthy. He had a dislocated shoulder in the opening game versus the Chargers where he ran into Travis Kelce. He is expected to start today versus the Ravens. So those are some of the injury reports that we have. So again, you kind of look like Elon Musk. There we go. We got all it. Okay, I know you tripping. Again, says up on the Vikings 24-6 in Ireland. And speaking of Ireland, did y'all see the story? Backup quarterback Skylar Thompson for the Pittsburgh Steelers. He was jumped and robbed Friday night in Ireland. So, but he's okay. He's on IR. But yeah, he got jumped and robbed in Ireland. So I don't think we ever think about security issues for these NFL guys when they're playing overseas. But I think now we got to look at that. Look at that from moving forward. You know, this guy, I don't know what happened. I don't know where he was in Ireland, but he was. I'm sure he didn't look like a local, so they took advantage of that. So. Yeah. So who's that? Lemon Pepper Lou. What's happening? Skylar Thompson, Lemon Pepper Lou, the backup quarterback for the Pittsburgh Steelers. He was robbed on Friday night in Dublin, Ireland, but he's okay. Again, he had minor injuries, but he's okay. And yeah, so we're definitely gonna have to do a better job of securing these players when they're playing overseas. Matter of fact, I think the Vikings play next week, I think, in Germany, if I'm not mistaken. I know it's another game in Germany as well. What's up, Tyler Sutton? How you doing? Good Sunday to you. Yeah, it is wild, man. So yeah, so that was one of the news and notes coming out of the NFL. So let's get down to the game. Well, the game. Lambeau Field South is what I call it. Most people call it AT&T Stadium in Arlington, Texas. What's up, Zeta X, and good Sunday to you. I'm doing good. Appreciate that. Hope you are doing well too. Appreciate you popping in. We got the 1-2 Cowboys hosting the 2-1 Green Bay Packers Sunday night at AT&T, aka I call it Lambeau Field South, because that is our house. And it will be the return of Micah Parsons to the team, to the stadium that he played his first 4 years in, and it's probably going to be electric. But at the end of the day, all the talk, all the off the fields talk and all that doesn't mean anything, because now it's time to get it done. It's time to get between the lines. But let's talk about some issues with both these teams' offensive line. They banged up. Let's start with my Packers. Zach Tom, he's out with an oblique injury. Right tackle Zach Tom. Left guard, Aaron Banks, ankle, most likely won't play. And rookie Anthony Belton, who's replaced Zach Tom at right tackle, he's out. So those are 3 guys on the Packers offensive line that will be out tonight. That's big, because I think that I want us to run the football on this team, but also it may be a blessing in disguise because of how bad and trash that Dallas Cowboys secondary is. We can take advantage of that secondary as long as we keep Jordan Love clean. Now, as far as the Cowboys, they got some offensive line problems too. Their first round draft pick, right guard Tyler Booker, he's out. He's not playing tonight. They already lost their center, Cooper Beebe. He's on injured reserve. So Hoffman is the starting center, and they've been having to shift and shuffle people around on their offensive line, and then they won't have CeeDee Lamb either. He's out today. So that's one less weapon for the Cowboys. So both these teams are going to be dealing with offensive line issues. It's going to be some shuffling. But I think we're probably going to be at more of an advantage than the Cowboys in that particular instance. That's my thoughts on that. But this is a game that, as the Packers, we still smarting from that bad loss we took Sunday, but that's here nor there. That's over with. We got to go in here to Lambeau Field South and take care of business. Now, the Cowboys defense, they are 17th against the run. They're giving up 3.7 yards per carry. So we can try to run the football. We can mix it up. I don't want us to get out there. I don't want Matt LaFleur to get pass happy and we just throwing. Unless we are really just eating them up. Now, if we can do that, I'm cool with that. But I still want to see us do some balance on the offensive side when it comes to the run and pass. Now, the Packers, our defense is third in the league in total defense. Since Michael Parsons have came aboard, he's tied for first in the league with 14 quarterback pressures. That's probably changing now due to, this game going on. He has 1.5 sacks in 3 games. He's not on the injury report, so he's going to be good. Joseph says the Niners will be 4-0 after the day. I think they will, Joseph, and we're going to talk about the power rankings too. I got the updated power rankings from Frank Schwab from Yahoo Sports. So this Cowboys-Packers game, again, you know the history between these two teams. It's I appreciate that follow too, Joseph. It's gonna be one of them dog fights. But I think we're going to take them out. I think we're going to hit this team in the mouth, the Packers, and then that's going to be a wrap. Yeah. So speaking of history, Joseph, the Packers have won 5 in a row and the last 10 of 11 versus the Cowboys, including the playoffs. You all remember that 48 piece we put on them 2 years ago. So, yeah, the history is on our side. The Packers have scored 34-plus points versus the Cowboys in all 5 games at Lambeau Field South, a.k.a. AT&T Stadium. So I call it Lambeau Field South because just like I told the playmaker, Hall of Famer Michael Irvin at his sports bar in the Colony up in the DFW, and I ran into him last year. He was there. I had on my Green Bay Packers stuff, and I told Mike, that's what we call it. We call it Lambeau Field South. It's our house. And all he could say is, man, you got me. And I was like, I know. I know I got you. So, yes. So history is on our side. And speaking of the last time the Cowboys beat the Packers, it was back almost 10 years ago, October 16, 2016. Cowboys defeated the Packers 30-16 at Lambeau. And I remember that really well because I was talking to what's up? Who is that? I think that's my good friend, Juanito. What's up? I see you. Good Sunday to you. Joey says, looks like they're due for one. Anything can happen any given Sunday. But I think I appreciate the gift, too. We're going to hit them straight up in the mouth, and we're going to come in and take care of our business at our house again. It's called Lambeau Field South. So Sunday night, again, what's up, Carlos? How you doing? Good Sunday to you. It's going down. Lambeau Field South, 7:20 p.m. Central Standard Time. Cowboys at the Packers. Now, the Cowboys did sign a former Packer. We had released him after training camp, but the Cowboys did sign former cornerback Corey Ballantyne from the New England Patriots. He was on the Patriots practice squad. The Cowboys did sign him this week because they do need help in that secondary. Again, that secondary, they can't cover they can't cover nobody at this point. People just running free in that secondary. Dan says, Bears about to whoop that ass when we play y'all. Well, good luck, Dan. You should say that. I don't see that happening, though. I can't tell if you like the Packers. You think you can? Of course you can't. Of course you can't tell. You can't tell I like the Packers. Trent Williams says, I hope y'all don't beat up us too bad tonight. Hey, man, we're going to say Trent, I know that ain't the real. Has Trent Williams entered my chat? The all-pro left tackle, straight out of East Texas, straight out of Longview. San Francisco 49. I know that ain't you, Trent, but I appreciate that. Bro, as I'm a Bear fan, I'm going to be cheering for y'all tonight because I hate the Cowboys. I appreciate the love. It's you up. I see you, Trent. What's going on, my guy? Good, man. I hope you're having a good Sunday. So good luck today. We done boy. Okay. That's definitely him. Joey says, okay, we'll see. But yeah, Trent has been in my chat quite a few times, man. I appreciate the love. Appreciate y'all coming in here. So again, that's the Cowboys Packers, man. And I'm gonna be going live right before that game. If anything, I appreciate that follow. I'm gonna be going live at halftime of the Cowboys Packers game. I'm gonna be all up on it tonight. Matter of fact, I even took Monday off so I could stay up to watch my Packers and these doggone damn Cowboys. Appreciate the follow, Carlos. So other games that's going on. The early game, I think a lot of people are going to be tuned on to this. Eagles and the Bucks. You know, the Eagles are 3-0. The Bucks are 3-0. Appreciate that follow. Much love to you, Carlos. 3-0 teams, the defending Super Bowl champs at the Bucks. You know, the Bucks have quietly been playing some pretty doggone good football when you really think about it. Well, there was a game. It's still going on, Joey. Matter of fact, it's the Steelers. I think I'm a little bit behind on my stream, but the Steelers right now are up 10, 24-14 on the Vikings. The Steelers had sacked Carson Wentz 6 times. It may be more than that now. But, yeah, it's going on right now over in Dublin, Ireland. Matthew, appreciate the like. I got a notification that the quarterback had gotten beat up before the game. Yeah, Joey. Yeah, that's the backup, Skylar Thompson. I just mentioned that earlier. Skylar Thompson, who's a backup, he's actually on IR for the Steelers. He got jumped and robbed Friday night in Dublin, Ireland. Yeah. So there so now we got to talk about the safety of these players when they're playing over there. No bias. Do you think Caleb's a top 10 quarterback right now? Thinking just off the top of my head, I think he's right outside the top 10. Yeah, and that's no shade. I think he's right outside the top 10. Obviously, playing the Cowboys definitely helped him a whole lot last week. Because hell, the Cowboys helped them Russell Wilson look like the Russell Wilson of old. And look what happened to him. He's hitting the pine now. Speaking of which, the Giants, appreciate that follow, Mike. Should I start Wicks against the Cowboys? I say yes, Trent. Go for it. But yeah, speaking of that, we got Jackson Dart, who's going to get his first start with the Giants, who are 0-3. Which I knew this was eventually was going to come anyway. It was just a matter of time. You might as well go ahead and see what you got. Trent just blocked for me, and it's good enough. I see you, Joey. I hear you, Joey. That's what's up. So yeah, the Eagles at the Bucks is definitely going to be one. I'm going to be watching in the early time slot. Then we got the 2 0-3 teams matching up. The Titans, the old Houston Oilers versus the new Houston team, the Texans. The Titans and Texans going on. That's I believe that's an early game too. Both of those teams are 0-3. I am shocked at the Texans being 0-3 at this point. So I'm definitely going to see one of those teams are going to drop to 0-4, and they can probably kiss their playoff chances goodbye. And that's pretty tough to say on September 28th that one of those teams is probably not going to even make it to the playoffs. And we hadn't even got out of the first month of the NFL season. So that's going to be one to put on. Yeah, the Chargers, again, at the Giants. Chargers are one of the undefeated teams. I don't see them having any issues with the Giants at all. Again, the Giants will start rookie quarterback Jackson Dart. Then that afternoon window, we got the Ravens at the Chiefs. Again, both of these teams are looking to even their record, because I think both of them are 1-2 at this point. And I think this is a must win for both of those teams. The Ravens defense, man, I tell you, I don't know if appreciate that like too, Trent. The Ravens defense, man, has played. They're not that Ravens defense of old, man. I don't know. That secondary is getting tore up again. If you didn't hear earlier, I was talking about the injuries. They're going to be without their defensive tackle, Nnamdi Mwebuke, for at least 4 weeks. He's going on IR with a neck injury. And the Ravens defense is ranked last in the NFL through the first 3 weeks. in total defense. They're 30th versus the run, and they 31st versus the pass. I didn't think anybody could be any worse against the pass than the Dallas Cowboys. But the Ravens secondary, and they got a lot of talent back there. I'm shocked at how bad that they've been in the secondary. So the Ravens and the Chiefs, man, that's going to be a big one. Lamar Jackson versus Patrick Mahomes. There's a distinct lack of Lewis on the Ravens defense. Matthew, you know that's a name that we haven't mentioned in a while, but you are so right. You are so right. And you probably talking about Ray Lewis, but I'm also talking about I think no, he wasn't defensive coordinator. I'm thinking of the Lewis that was head coach of the Bengals, but I think he was defensive coordinator for the Ravens before he took over at the Bengals. So I'm not going to say. Wayne says Eagles going to go 4-0. Wayne, if I was a betting man, I would go with that. I think the Eagles going to beat the Bucks. I do know that Baker Mayfield is dealing with a little minor injury, but he's going to start. But I think the Eagles are just humming along, winning games. They dang sure should have got beat last week by the Rams. And but good teams, this is what I always say, good teams know how to win games when they don't play well. Sometimes you're going to put up a stinker, but a good team can figure out a way to win. Trent says, I'm going to get out of here. I'll see you at halftime. Hope it's a good game tonight. All right, Trent. I hope it is too on this side for GP. We'll see you tonight, man. Again, y'all keep it locked here. Again, I'm going to be doing some live stuff at halftime with the Cowboys and the Packers game as well, and do some post-game reaction to that as well. A contusion to the bicep is not really minor. Oh, I didn't know what that was. Yeah, is that on his throwing bicep? Yeah, that's big. I didn't know what the injury was. So yeah, well, there you have it. Well, I tell you what, the Eagles probably know that, and you know when you know where an injury is, you're gonna go after that. That saying doesn't resonate with the Packers last week. Hopefully, they learned something. I hope they did too. You think the Browns defense will hold up the Lions? Rashid, I hope so. The Browns defense isn't any slouch. They were last week. They are number one versus the run. So can they slow down that Lions run game? That's going to be key. The Lions are getting a little bit of confidence back, the last couple of weeks. So I hope the Browns can play like they played against us. And so to slow down that Lions high-powered offense. So I'm definitely rooting for the Browns to beat the Lions. So because one of the NFC North teams is already losing over in Ireland, which is a good thing for us too. These Vikings look like they probably going to lose this game to the Steelers, 24-14. Steelers have an injured player down right now. So again, just to give you an idea of what teams are and who are what, the pretenders and the contenders, and it's still early. Here are the undefeated teams thus far through week 4. We got the Bills, Colts, the Chargers, the Eagles, the Bucks, and the 49ers. Those are the 6 undefeated teams in the NFL through week 4. And actually, the only team that I'm surprised, there's 2 on that list. I'm surprised that the Colts are 3-0. And I'm actually surprised that the 49ers are 3-0 due to all the injuries that they've had. The 49ers just keep plucking along, getting wins. Every division leader is 3-0 besides us. I know, right, Matthew? Go figure. So those are the 6 teams, the 6 undefeated teams in the league. Now, here are the winless teams thus far, and it's 6 of them as well. 0-3 teams. It's the Jets, the Dolphins, the Texans, the Titans, the Giants, and the Saints. I don't think any of us are surprised that those 6 teams are winless point. And look out, here the Minnesota Vikings about to score a touchdown and make this game interesting over in Ireland. It is still 24-14 Steelers up. But this game is probably going to get interesting here in the next. And I think my stream is like a minute behind, so we don't know. We'll see what happens. So there you have it. So let's talk about our week 4 power rankings, and then we're going to get out of here. These are the new power rankings going into week 4. This is from Frank Schwab, Yahoo Sports. Here are the top 10. Number 1, the Bills at 3-0. Number 2, the Eagles at 3-0. Number 3, the Chargers at 3-0. Number 4, the Packers at 2-1. Number 5, the Lions at 2-1. Number 6, the LA Rams at 2-1. Number 7, the Ravens at 1-2. Number 8, the Bucks at 3-0. Number 9, the 49ers at 3-0. And the Chiefs are number 10 at 1-2. Do you agree with that top 10 power ranking for week 4 from Frank Schwab? I guess I don't really have a problem with it. What's up, Matthew? Glad to see you. I'm going to dip. Okay, go ahead. Yeah, I'm going to dip out of here too, so we can all get to that in a minute. So those are the top 10 in the power, his power rankings. I definitely probably would not have the Ravens in the top 10 at this point. I would have dropped them out and moved the Colts in at 3-0 because they are number 11. So that's what I would have. Speaking of which, again, the Colts at 3-0 at 11, the Commanders at 2-1 at 12, the Steelers are at 17 at 2-1, the Bears are at 19 at 1-2, the Texans are at 24 at 0-3, the Cowboys are 1-2 at 26. The Titans are at 0-3. They at 30, 31 of the Dolphins at 0-3, and the Saints are at 0-3 at 32. So I don't have a problem with the bottom half of his power rankings. But again, if I was talking about the top 10, I would have moved the Ravens out and put the Colts in since they are 3-0. Who's that? Air Force says, my cousin is a quarterback for the Vikings. And no, I'm not lying. I'm not making anything up. Oh, okay. So is it you talking about J.J. McCarthy or you talking about Carson Wentz? Which one? Yeah, because look like they getting ready to score. It's 4th and goal right now. Carson Wentz drops back. He's looking, and they scored on 4th and goal. They get it in. Naylor catches the touchdown, short touchdown pass from Carson Wentz to make this game interesting. It is now 24-20. With the extra point on deck. So again, I am Kendrick, the sports guy. Hope you all are having a good Sunday. Again, you can catch me here every Sunday morning, 11 a.m. Central Standard Times, every Saturday morning, 10 a.m. Central Standard Time. Also subscribe to my YouTube channels and Facebook as well. My YouTube channel is Kendrick Sports Hustle. That's SporTZ, HUSTLE, as well as TFG Sports Media. You can follow them both on Facebook. You can follow me on Instagram at Kendrick19. 69. So again, there you have it. Before I get out of here, let me get my pick 6 career. Giving you a score on who's going to win it. My 6 games. The Vikings at the Pittsburgh 7-20, and that could happen. Well, it's 24-21. I picked the Chiefs to get the win, 28-24. Saints at the Bills. I picked the Bills to keep the Saints winless, 30-17. And obviously, the big game tonight, my Packers at them damn Dallas Cowboys. I picked the Packers to win, 31-14 tonight. So there you have it. Those are my pick 6 NFL games that I had listed. Also, we had some college football upsets yesterday too. Ole Miss upset LSU. Number 13 Ole Miss upset LSU 24-19. We had, who else was number 6 Oregon upset Penn State. I don't know if I didn't really call it an upset because I called that game. I picked Oregon to beat them 30-24 in double overtime. Also, Georgia upset Alabama. I'm sorry, Bama upset Georgia. Let me twist that. Number 17 Bama upset number 5 Georgia 24-21. I meant to. We got this tonight. We're going to how Jerry Jones what we made. So okay, you real talk. So those were a couple of the NFL games, and Notre Dame took Arkansas to the woodshed and spanked them 56-13. So there you have it. So those are some of the college football games that went down. So there's going to be some shuffling of rankings for them as well. So again, I'm about to get out of here. Again, we got a nail biter now over in Ireland. Pittsburgh up 24-21. And we're going to see what's happening again. I'm checking out the Eagles and the Bucks at the noon game. And you know where I'm be seated right front and center watching my Packers hit. How about that? So again, I'm Kendrick the Sports Guy. Make sure you keep your notifications on. You can catch me here later on today. I'm going to be doing some cut-ins talking about this Cowboys Packers matchup at Lambeau Field South. So again, I am Kendrick the Sports Guy. We'll see you on the other side and on the next report. You guys have a great NFL Sunday. I am out. Peace. All right, what's up, YouTube? I'm out of here for today. I know I had some hiccups with my Wi-Fi. Again, you can catch me here every Sunday morning, 11 a.m. Central Standard Time, as well as 10 a.m. on Saturdays. I don't. On Saturdays, I go live on TikTok. If you haven't followed me on TikTok, make sure you do that. Kendrick Henderson 51. If you're not, you got to follow me because tonight I'm going to be on one as my Packers head to Lambeau Field South to hit them damn Cowboys in the mouth as usual. So again, you guys enjoy the rest of your NFL Sunday. We'll see you on TikTok. Kendrick Henderson 51. If you haven't followed me there, we'll see you. I am out. Peace.